Hi, it's us again.
Hi, we are here today to introduce the wonderful Dr. Anne O'Callaghan, who just happens to be my sister, my big sister. And she has been speaking on palliative care, but talking about resilience, talking about communication skills, talking about how we manage our lives and what is really important, what's critical in our lives before we get to the stage of palliative care. So we released her podcast yesterday, which was really exciting, wasn't it?
Yep, and it's wonderful. And if you take a listen, Anne is super calm, super relaxed, and actually it's a really, really pleasant episode to listen to. I know it sounds like it's on like a really hard-hitting subject, but life's pretty hard-hitting, and it's real and it's raw. And she gives some really good tips and advice, doesn't she? And helps us to open up and to have a think about things. So it's quite thought-provoking. But yeah, and it's not at all miserable.
She's not talking about death necessarily, she's talking about what matters in life. And actually we said on the podcast, the only thing that's guaranteed for all of us in life is that we're all going to die at some stage. And she talks about having a life plan, what's really important, having conversations around the dinner table. If I had an accident tomorrow, what do you know about me that would be really important if I couldn't speak for myself? And also, how do doctors communicate to patients? How much do patients want to know when they're going to receive a diagnosis? What's really important for the families at the time? So it's a bigger whole family whānau picture, isn't it, other than just the patient. Palliative care obviously works in the community, it works in hospitals, it works with pain relief, pain management, works at bringing families together. In New Zealand, it often involves flying family members over here and going back there, but having those conversations, what's really important for you?
And it's actually really good to think about in life in general, because it's when we come to have like a diagnosis, whether it's a life-threatening one or something that you're going to have to live with long term or forever, you know, like an autoimmune disease or something, it takes something really big often for us to have a think about our life and what's important. And I think that's our message on the podcast in general is, you know, lots of people are on the treadmill of life, they're on their own little hamster wheel, they're just going round and round and round, and they're doing things every day without much thought. It's quite mindless. You know, they go to work, they come home and make dinner, they do the chores, we look after our children, we look after our family, and all of that's lovely and great, but often it's mindless. And so our message, I suppose, is don't wait until there's a diagnosis. Don't wait until something bad happens in your life. Start to be more mindful within your daily life anyway. Think about what fills you with joy and try to do more of that. And, you know, we all have to do the trudge and the chores and everything. Yeah, do them, but do them with an open heart and carry on. But really think about what fills you with joy. Think about what you really, really want and what's important to you. And make sure you're spending time with those people who are really important to you.
The other thing that she talks about, I mean, everything she talks about is translatable. So it's not necessarily about palliative care, is it? She talks about the very natural biological reaction to a diagnosis is fear. It's the flight or fight natural body response. Yeah. But then she talks about managing anxiety. And actually it was really helpful for me because she breaks it down into very small stages, doesn't she, of, you know, what is it that you can actually manage? And she teaches very clearly on that. And she teaches communication skills to medical students at university. So she's highly trained in it. She's got a PhD in communication skills. So translatable into everyday life, that's really helpful and really useful.
Yeah, so another fabulous episode from Pods with Posh and Paul. And please remember to actually not just watch our lives, actually go on, click on the link and listen to the podcasts as well. Because I know a lot of you are just watching our lives, which is great, and we're getting great feedback, and we love that you're watching. But please do listen to the episodes. And if you think the episodes could be useful to other people, share them, get them to like them, get them to subscribe, leave us a review, because it's going to help us get our name out there and get more listeners. Because there's some amazing stories to be told. We've already had amazing guests on the podcast. We've just recorded 2 yesterday and today, and there's some amazing, amazing episodes coming out. So if you subscribe, then you don't have to think about it because you'll just get reminders that a new podcast's come out. And there you go. So yes.
And next week we are releasing one on, what's next week?
It's about autoimmune disease and surrogacy, and she is beautiful.
Being in the public eye, facing adversity, conflict, how do we deal with criticism, negative criticism on social media? How can we protect ourselves from it? She's wonderful, well-known figure. So that's next week. So again, subscribe and that will come up automatically to you.
Yeah, so thank you. So yeah, today with Anne O'Callaghan. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.